Sup shitters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today I'm checking out a track by an artist named Byte called I Think There's a Ghost. Without further, we're going to switch over to here, listen to I Think There's a Ghost, and we are going to hear what we think. I'm just going to close that window. Beautiful. Oh. Oh. Wow, what a hell of an intro. What a hell of an intro. I'm loving these sort of stepped synths. The arpeggios going on there, the low bass, that scream sample kind of feeds into that I Think There's a Ghost. And it's just, the kick came in so powerfully. This is a really interesting approach to a single.
What is this talk about the way that I walk, about the way that I say it? Please just stop it. And I can't keep control, so I'm running till I'm old. And I grab it and I twist it and I pop it. Fight between a stain and a memory. Tears on the pillowcase, shatter like a dinner plate. I'ma be a little frank. Heart's beating steady, but feeling like a heartbreak. I'm slipping and I'm sliding on the edge of this butcher's knife. I'm running and I'm hiding from the hot tins of the other night. The past is the past and it's feeling like the rest of my life. Lay back and haunted. The past, it came to flaunt it. I think there's a ghost in my room. Possessed by my possessions. This world has left me restless. I think there's a ghost in my room.
Dope. The production so far has been flawless. Everything is mixed really well. I love the colors in the mix. I love the different sort of intervals on display. The harmony is rich and vibrant and full of life. The duality of the different vocal styles and their sort of tones and timbres work really well together. It's a nice shake-up of the verse splitting in half like that, and the hook itself is just really catchy. The drums a bit like, I'm really sort of taken back by how punchy and how well the attack was set on those. It's beautiful.
I think there's a ghost. I think there's a ghost.
And that repetition of the main theme, cool.
I think there's a ghost. I think there's a ghost. I think there's a ghost in my room.
Oh, nice way to sort of modulate that up top, or to sort of develop that melody line there.
Coming from the kitchen. I don't hear it when I'm drinking. Instead, I think I'm looking at it. I think there's a ghost. I think there's a ghost.
I wonder what we're specifically talking about here, because I know we're being sort of metaphorical about it.
Power cuts out when my door flies open and the ghost runs out. I like to think that I'd be okay when the ghost sheets drop and start to fade away. I always see
nice
it in
thunder
the corner
sample.
of my eye. Maybe just thought I'd be haunted for life, and maybe I don't really want to be alone, even if it means this ghost in my home. Lay back and haunted. The past, it came to flaunt it. I think
Is this talking about alcoholism and how, like, there's a ghost in the room that he can't see when he's drunk? Is he talking about how, like, there's a ghost in his room, a remnant of something that he's not totally comfortable with, but then when he drinks, he becomes that ghost? I'm not entirely sure. This is kind of deep. This is deep. There's a depth to this song and the way that it rolls. Okay. Instead of thinking, looking at it. Is he looking at himself and it's the ghost? Nice whispering there. Oh, beautiful lush reverb there. Bit of delay as well. Probably one of the most kind of classy singles I've listened to in quite a while. The way that Byte does their thing is phenomenal. Genuinely, like, I cannot fault that level of production and just how the vocals were panned was just stunning. The clarity of the mix and master in general was really nice, and there was a lot of dynamic range in there, despite the fact that you could tell that they had obviously limited and compressed it. A lot of respect paid in that part. Well done. The songwriting itself was really cool as well. Like, I like how they did play around with different sort of rhythms. It wasn't just the same sort of melodic theme the whole way through. The bass line shifted. There are builds in the choruses. And that might seem like a really kind of like, yeah, that happens in all music, like, and you'd be surprised. There are a lot of artists I listen to who, despite, they're fantastic musicians, but they keep it very simple. And because of that, they often need to have their songs a bit shorter, like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, because if they try it any more than that, it becomes a bit stale. And this is what sort of Bite avoids with the single. I think that's the strength of having a 3.5 minute track, is that you have more room to breathe as a vocalist and also as a band, but you've got to make the most of that, and they have. I loved the really kind of, again, the slick bass lines, really playful. There was a sadness, a kind of a sad tone to the vocals, kind of like they're crying out for help. I haven't completely figured out what the song is about, and I don't want to butcher it, so I think I'll leave it up to your audience's interpretation. But the fact that he was talking about how things were changing when he was consuming alcohol suggests that there could be something related to that. I know a lot of people who are a bit restless at the moment and aren't really comfortable in their own homes. I mean, I'm hearing, you hear a lot about people who don't really cope with things like lockdown, but also the vices that are there when you're stuck in your home and you can't escape it. All in all, just an incredible effort by Bite. It's just a very professional composition. There's also an old live alternative version which you're welcome to listen to. I might have to check that out later on, but I also think I got the gist from this one. I understand. I think there's a ghost, and I don't even think it's really worth talking about the actual musicality of it, like, because we're at a stage now of producers where there's so much understanding and knowledge surrounding how to put chords together, how to construct harmonies, and also like sample drums, the way people sort of map things in like MIDI productions and EDM these days. It's very difficult to really screw up a drum line, you know what I mean? Yeah, thank you very much for watching my review of I Think There's a Ghost by Bite. If I think of anything I'll say it before the end of the review, but stay cool, stay safe. Please do check out more of Bite on their Spotify. I'm sure they've made stuff before this because they're too good to not have. This would be a bit of a freak of a first release if it was the case. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the hell more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. I'll catch you next review. Spider hands out.